Good morning, children. Sairam. Children, this is the chemistry video for chapter carbon and its compounds, and it's the second video, so it's a part 2. In this part 2 video, you will learn about the organic compounds. Organic compounds means the carbon compounds. So organic compounds and the compounds of carbon, these are covalent compounds. Why these are covalent compounds? Because they form covalent bonds and having low melting and boiling points. Organic compounds occur in all living things like plants and animals. The study of carbon compounds is called organic chemistry. Means in organic chemistry you will learn about all carbon compounds. Now, some of the common types of organic compounds are hydrocarbons, haloalkanes, alcohols, aldehydes, ketones, and carboxylic acids. Now, hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons are the compounds which are formed by hydrogen and carbon only. You can see here hydrocarbon. Hydrocarbon is made up of two words, hydrogen and carbon. So these are the compounds which are made up of hydrogen and carbon only. Hydrocarbon is of two types, saturated hydrocarbons and unsaturated hydrocarbons. Saturated hydrocarbons, these are also named as alkanes. These hydrocarbons have carbon atoms which are connected by only single covalent bonds. So all the carbon compounds which have single bond, they are known as saturated hydrocarbons or alkanes. The general formula of saturated hydrocarbons or alkanes is CnH2n plus 2. This is the general formula of alkanes, where N is the number of carbon atoms and the names of all alkanes end with ane. It means whenever you are giving name to alkanes, in suffix you have to use ane. And what you have to use in prefix for alkanes, we are having prefixes also, different prefixes for different number of carbon atoms. If number of carbon atoms is 1, then we use prefix as meth. Okay, carbon 2, so prefix will be eth. If carbon atoms are 3, then it will be prop. 4 bute, 5 penta, 6 hexa, 7 hepta, 8 octa. Okay. Now names and molecular formula of first 5 saturated hydrocarbons or methanes. The first one is CH4. How we are getting the CH4? For this we are using formula CnH2n plus 2. And here we are using n is equals to 1. When you are putting value n is equals to n, then you will get C1H2 into 1 plus 2. And it will be equals to CH2 into 1, 2 plus 2. And you will get C. 1 is not having any value, so we are just writing C only. C, 2 plus 2 is 4. So this will be the first member, that is CH4. In this way, you can put different values like n is equals to 2, n is equals to 3, 4, 5, and you can get different alkanes. Okay. So the second member is C2H6. C2H6. We know carbon atoms, when carbon atoms are 2, then we are using prefix eth. And because it is the member of alkane group, so we are putting ane as suffix. So complete name is ethane. For C3, prefix is prop. For alkanes, suffix is ane. So complete name is propane. In the similar way, for 4, butane. For 5, pentane. So these are first 5 members of alkane group. Now we are moving towards the second topic, that is unsaturated hydrocarbons. The hydrocarbons in which two carbon atoms are connected by a double bond or a triple bond are called unsaturated hydrocarbons. Unsaturated hydrocarbons are of two types, alkenes and alkynes. Alkenes. Alkenes, these are the carbon atoms, or these are the compounds in which carbon atoms are connected by a double bond. The general formula of alkenes is CnH2n, or you can say if we are subtracting 2 from alkanes, then it converts into alkenes. Okay, how I'm saying this one? You have learned that alkanes is having formula CnH2n plus 2, and if you are removing this 2, then it becomes alkene. Okay, the names of all the alkenes end with "ene". Names and molecular formula first 5 members of alkenes. So how we are getting this? C2, this you are already knowing. C2 is for eth, and because it is member of alkene group, so ene, ethene. For C3, propene. For C4, butene. 5, pentene, and for 6 it is hexene. Now you must be wondering here that why we are not having C is equals to 1, because for double bond we require at least 2 carbon atoms. So here in case of alkenes we are starting the first member as C is equals to 2. Alkynes. In alkynes carbon atoms are connected by a triple bond, and the general formula of alkynes is CnH2n minus 2. So how you are getting this formula? You know the formula for alkenes. So if we are taking alkenes and if we are subtracting 2 from this alkene, then it converts into alkynes. And the names of all alkynes end with "ine". Names and molecular formula first 5 alkynes. Again, I have told you earlier, for triple bond at least 2 carbon atoms are required. So here also we are starting with C2. C2H2. This is the first member of alkyne group and its name will be ethyne. C3H4 propyne, C4H6 butene, C5H8 it is pentyne, and C6H10 it is hexyne. Now alkyl group. Alkyl group is the group which is formed by removal of one hydrogen atom from an alkane molecule, and you can see this example here. What we are taking? We are taking one alkane methane, and we are subtracting one hydrogen atom from it. As we are subtracting one hydrogen atom, out of 4 hydrogen atom it becomes CH3. Only 3 will be remaining. So it converts into CH4 converts into CH3, and now the compound methane is known as methyl. In the similar way, if we are making the second member C2H5 from ethane, it converts into ethyl. Propane converts into propyl. Butane converts into butyl. And pentane converts into pentyl. Okay. Now children, after finishing all these topics, home assignment is given here. What is the general formula of alkanes, alkenes and alkynes? What do you mean by hydrocarbons? What is mean by organic compound? You have to write down all these answers. So I am ending this video now. Thank you. Sai Ram.